There is a silent pain we carry without even noticing. It doesn't scream, it doesn't bleed, it doesn't leave visible marks. But it's there, heavy, taking up space that should belong only to you. It's the pain of loving someone who hurts you, of staying where there is no longer peace, of holding on to bonds that, instead of embracing you, imprison you. We learn from a young age that walking away is wrong, that giving up on someone is selfish, that true love endures everything, forgives everything, tolerates everything, and so we stay. Even when our chest tightens, even when our inner voice whispers, "This isn't right." We stay because we believe that leaving would be weakness, when, in reality, it's one of the deepest forms of courage. Have you ever felt like that? Trapped between what you feel and what you think you should feel, between the love that nourishes you and the discomfort that consumes you. If so, know this, you are not alone, and today we're going to talk about something very few people have the courage to name, but that everyone, at some point, must face. We're going to talk about the sacred right to say goodbye, not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of self-love. If you're here right now, it's because something inside you already knows. There are ties that need to be undone so you can finally breathe. This is another Headspace Talks. Let's do this together. Before we understand why it's so hard to leave, we need to look at where everything begins, at the invisible roots that keep us attached to people who no longer do us good. Since childhood, we were taught to value staying, loyalty, the ability to endure. Family is family, they said. A real friend never leaves. If you love someone, you always forgive. And these phrases, repeated like mantras, settled inside us as absolute truths, as if leaving meant failure, as if choosing yourself were selfish. But no one taught us the other side. No one told us that some kinds of love make you sick, that some connections drain your energy, your peace, your essence, that some people, even those who claim to love us, can be toxic. And when that happens, when what should nourish us begins to consume us, something inside us starts to scream. Quietly at first, then louder and louder. The problem is that many of us learned to silence that scream. We learned to justify. He's just going through a hard time. She doesn't mean to hurt me. I'm just too sensitive. And little by little, we convince ourselves that we are the problem, that we need to be more understanding, more patient, more available. When in reality, what we need is the courage to recognize. Not every love we receive deserves to stay. Some bonds were formed at a time when we were different, when we needed them to survive, to feel like we belonged. But time passed. You changed. And that connection, which once felt like shelter, now feels like a prison. And that's okay. More than okay. It's natural. It's human. It's necessary. And then, when you finally consider the possibility of leaving, something happens. A voice rises inside you. Firm, accusing, relentless. You're ungrateful? After everything that person did for you, you're going to hurt someone who loves you. You're weak for not being able to deal with this. You're going to end up alone. No one else will want you. That voice isn't yours. Not even close. It's the echo of everything you've heard throughout your life. Every time you were told you had to be strong, that you had to endure, that you had to put others first. That voice is guilt disguised as conscience, fear dressed up as responsibility, and it is cruel because it convinces you that you are the problem, that you are selfish for wanting peace, that you're exaggerating, being dramatic, making things up. It makes you doubt what you feel, what you've lived, what you know deep down is true. But listen, feeling the need to distance yourself from someone does not make you a bad person. Recognizing that a bond hurts you does not make you weak. Choosing your mental health over any relationship does not make you selfish. It makes you aware. It makes you responsible for yourself. It makes you free. That accusing voice. It will keep talking for a while. It will try to convince you to turn back, to give one more chance, to hold on just a little longer, but you don't have to obey it. You can hear it, acknowledge it, and still choose what's best for you. Because in the end, when everything quiets down, the only voice that truly matters is the one whispering deep inside. You deserve peace. Now let's talk about something delicate but essential. Forgiveness. Not the forgiveness you owe the other person, although that has its place too, but the forgiveness you need to give yourself. Forgive yourself for staying so long, for not seeing it earlier, for believing that love was the same as suffering, for putting someone else's happiness above your own, for shrinking, silencing yourself, bending over backward in the name of a harmony that, deep down, never actually existed. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time, and that has to be enough. There is no wrong in having tried. There is no weakness in having believed. There is no failure in having loved in a way that you now see was hurting you. You were doing what you thought was right, what you were taught to do. And now, with more clarity, you're doing it differently. And that doesn't erase who you were. It only shows who you're becoming. Self-compassion is everything in this process. It's looking at yourself with tenderness. It's understanding that you're human too, that you deserve care too, that you can make mistakes, restart, change your mind, that you don't have to be perfect to deserve peace. And yes, you can forgive the other person too, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free of the weight of carrying resentment. Forgiving doesn't mean accepting what happened. It doesn't mean going back. It doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. Forgiving is letting go. It's saying, what you did hurt me, but I choose not to carry this forever. It's a gift you give yourself, an act of, and when you forgive yourself and the other person, something shifts. The pain doesn't disappear overnight, but it loses its power to paralyze you. And slowly, you begin to feel lighter, more whole, more yourself. Saying goodbye is not a one-time event. It's not a single decision you make and suddenly everything is done. It's a process. Sometimes long, sometimes painful, but always transformative. And in this process, it's important to celebrate the small victories. That day when you didn't reply to the message, that moment when you said no, that time you realized you were thinking about that person less. Every step, no matter how small it seems, is huge. It is proof that you're choosing yourself, that you're prioritizing what truly matters, you. There is a quiet beauty in these small victories. They don't come with applause. They don't show up on social media. No one notices them but you. But they're the ones that build your freedom. They're the ones that give you back control of your own life. And in the middle of all this, practice gratitude. Yes, gratitude. Not for the pain, but for what it taught you, for the strength you discovered, for the clarity you gained, for the courage you found inside yourself when you thought you had nothing left. Be grateful for each moment of clarity, for each time you chose to stand by your side, for every tiny action that brought you here, because all those actions combined are living proof that you are capable, that you are strong, that you deserve the very best life can offer. And when you look back, maybe with time, you might even feel grateful for the person who hurt you, not because what they did was right, but because, in a strange way, they showed you who you no longer want to be and who you are ready to become. There's a question many of us ask when we think about walking away from someone. But does this person love me? And here is the most liberating truth you can hear today. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the other person loves you. It doesn't matter how much they say they care. It doesn't matter if they cry, promise to change, swear things will be different. What matters, the only thing that truly matters, is, does this person make me feel good? Because love without respect isn't love, it's control. Love without reciprocity isn't love, it's dependency. Love that diminishes you, sickens you, empties you, isn't love. It's captivity disguised as affection. You can be loved and still need to leave. You can love someone and still recognize that the connection harms you, because true love doesn't hurt, doesn't consume you, doesn't leave you constantly doubtful, exhausted, in pieces. And if you're wondering whether you deserve something better, the answer is yes. It has always been yes. You deserve relationships that make you feel light, You deserve people who truly see you. You deserve connections where you can be who you are, without fear, without masks, without shrinking yourself to fit. You deserve love that heals, not harms. Love that expands, not restricts. Love that reminds you why being alive is worth it. And if what you have now is not that, then it's not what you deserve. It's that simple. Deserving doesn't need to be earned. It already exists. Just by being here, breathing, trying, feeling, you already deserve peace. You already deserve softness. You already deserve happiness. Here's something that can set you free. The past can no longer hurt you, and the future doesn't exist yet. All you have, all that truly matters is now. This moment, this breath, this choice you can make right now. Many times we get stuck in the past, remembering the good moments with that person, the laughter, the conversations, the memories that still warm the heart. And we think, how can I throw all of this away? But you're not throwing anything away. You're honoring what was while choosing what will be. The past had its beauty, its purpose, but it's gone. And if you stay living in it, you'll miss the present. You'll miss the chance to build something new, to reinvent yourself, to discover who you are when you're no longer carrying the weight of someone who hurts you. And the future is scary. You ask yourself, what if I regret it? What if I need this person one day? What if no one else shows up? But those questions come from fear, and fear is not a compass. Fear is just noise, trying to keep you where there is no longer life. The present is where your power is. It's here that you decide. It's here that you act. It's here that you take a deep breath and say, I choose myself. And that choice, as frightening as it may seem, is the only one that truly matters. So bring your attention back to now. Feel your body, feel your breath. And ask yourself, what do I need in this moment to be okay? And when the answer comes, and it will, have the courage to honor it. Saying goodbye is not the end, it's the beginning. It's the beginning of a life where you no longer need to explain yourself, where you no longer have to twist yourself to fit into spaces others created for you, where you can finally exist without asking for permission. Will it hurt? Yes. Will it be confusing? Probably. Will there be days when you want to turn back? Absolutely. But in the midst of all of this, something will happen. Little by little, you'll start to breathe better, to smile more, to feel like there is space for you inside your own life. And one day, maybe without even realizing it, you'll wake up and notice you don't think about that person anymore. That tightness in your chest is gone. That finally, after so long, you are at peace. And on that day, you'll understand. You didn't lose anything. You found yourself. Because when you let go of what hurts you, you create space for what heals you. When you walk away from what sickens you, you move closer to what makes you alive. And when you choose yourself, even when the whole world tells you to do the opposite, you discover that you were always strong enough, always brave enough, always worthy enough. And you always deserved peace. We've reached the end of this conversation, but in a way, we're only at the beginning. Because everything we talked about here only makes sense if you take the next step. If you look within and ask yourself, honestly, who is in my life that shouldn't be? It's not an easy question, I know, but it's a necessary one. Because your mental health is non-negotiable. Your peace is not a luxury. Your happiness is not selfish. Their rights, their choices. They're responsibilities only you can take. And if there is someone you already know deep down needs to leave your life, know this. You don't have to do it with anger. You don't have to create a dramatic scene. You can simply, gently, lovingly toward yourself say goodbye. It can be a quiet goodbye, a slow goodbye, a final goodbye. What matters is that it's a true goodbye. Because in the end, the only person who will sleep with your thoughts is you. The only person who will feel the weight of your choices is you. And the only person who can decide what stays and what goes is you. So I ask you, with all the care and respect I have for you, who made it this far, what are you willing to carry? And what are you ready to let go? And of course, if you want to keep walking with me, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here at Headspace Talks, we learn together how to turn pain into strength and silence into healing.